Me. Hey.
You. Friday afternoon.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, welcome to Snackdown. I'm Justin, and this is...
Andy.
And today is a wonderful summer episode.
Love it. Yeah.
And this one is inspired by...
David Rosenberg of Twinnovation.
Yeah, we went right into it, even though it was last week. We're like, let's just do it.
Yep.
So we're poolside? No, we're not.
My Speedo is riding up. Disgusting.
Man, that's it, everyone.
That's it. We lost our appetite. Enjoy your week.
Yeah. So we are, because of Dave Rosenberg's voicemail that he left us last week,
Yep.
suggesting that we do sausages or sausages.
Yeah.
We are going to eat some sausages. And Andy went to town on buying sausages.
I went to town because the sausages were in town. we are
Literally
having...
went to town.
Yes. We are eating local sausages. And I think Syracuse area is largely inspired by a German population, from the early 1900s and prior, and an Italian population. Mm-hmm. So there's also Polish sections, there's an Irish section, huge Irish section. But in terms of sausages, you got to give it up for, well, also Polish. But okay, we're doing German and we're doing Italian today. Yeah. So we're going to start with German.
There's only so many sausages you can eat in one episode.
Yes, that's true.
And we're going to push that limit today.
Yeah. We're going to, Kobayashi, what is it?
Kobayashi Maru?
No.
That's from Star Trek.
Who's the guy who ate all the hot dogs? Takeru Kobayashi is a Japanese competitive eater. So he was famous for, crushing competitions at Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Yeah.
Cool. Great. Let's move on. That was dumb, and maybe you'll delete it. So anyway, I went to town, and I went and got a bunch of different organ meat from Lee's and Steigerwald's. So they're a classic Syracuse butcher and deli. They originated on Grant Boulevard in, let's find out, 1930 something. So they originated in 1936. They're a German, German-based, family-owned butcher and deli. So
that's awesome.
Super awesome.
Andy called me right after he was there, and he sounded really excited. He said, "Dude, I just went to a candy shop."
Yeah, they have 2 smokehouses in-house. They've got this just huge variety of natural casing sausages and hot dogs and everything. And oh man, we'll post some pictures to our socials. Look it up, Lee's and Steigerwald. I think you can order online too.
Oh wow.
But yeah, it just might be worth it if you're passing through Syracuse. Let's get into it. We're both hungry.
Very hungry.
And thirsty. What are we drinking?
So I went to Wegmans, and I was looking for a German beer because we're having some German sausages. And I don't drink a lot of German beer, so I was just kind of blindly looking. And this one I had never seen before. It looked kind of new. And this is an imported beer from Germany, and it's a Kolsch beer. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Kolsch. Yep.
I've never had a Kolsch before. This is from Cologne, Germany. And this brewery, apparently, is from 1302. That's when it started, which is kind of crazy. It's very old.
Yeah, I was telling you earlier, I was like, this sounds fake, right? Yeah. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
It was from 1720. No, I guess that's even more realistic, but just super old.
So this is Gaffel. I don't know how you pronounce that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a privately owned brewery, still located in the very heart of the old town center, just a few steps away from the magnificent Cologne Cathedral. Steeped in tradition, this site has been home to the brewing of beer in Cologne ever since 1302.
So this is a Kolsch, and the difference between a Kolsch and, other types of beers, like the lighter beers, a lot of the beers are lagered. I believe a Pilsner is lagered. So it means it's cold fermented, and the yeast is actually, its most active parts are on the bottom of the barrel, on the bottom of the fermentation barrel.
Cool.
Whereas with your ales, anything that's like an ale yeast, everything's sitting on top, and so it's digesting and fermenting, and then it'll, the yeast will die and settle on the bottom. But so with that Kolsch, it's light like a Pilsner, but the magic happens on the top, and between 60 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So
let's take a sip.
Yeah, let's just drink it. Definitely a buy. What do you think?
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice and smooth and drinkable.
Mm-hmm.
If you're thirsty, it goes down just like water.
If you're thirsty, you can drink it.
It says, "We are proud of our history, which has always been closely entwined with the city of Cologne. Today, we continue to brew beer the way brewmasters themselves enjoyed it the most, And this is the reason why Gaffel Kolsch is considered an extraordinary beer with distinct taste. Look at the barcode.
Wow.
It's like
that's cool.
It's
yeah,
the same,
like the cathedrals in Cologne.
So the barcode is like the shape of the cathedral, which is kind of interesting. So
Scanners hate it.
So are you a sausage dipper into your beer?
No.
Okay.
Is that a thing?
I don't know. I was just asking.
Just making conversation.
Okay, so first I'm just gonna. So what sausage are we starting with first?
Let's start with just a hot dog, right? Let's just kind of ease into it,
Okay.
if you will. So, I mean, this is just your, standard German-style hot dog.
So it's this big one.
No.
This one.
Yeah. the skinny guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the tight skin of a sausage.
Mm-hmm. So what are you thinking?
So this is a German-style hot dog, right?
Mm-hmm.
What makes it German-styled?
Dude, you got me. I don't know.
I mean, this is way better than Oscar Mayer Wiener hot dogs. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that's because it's German style or if it's because it's just from like a deli.
Yeah. Let's see.
It really does pair well with the beer, though.
Yeah, it does.
It's so good.
One thing that they had that I didn't get, but was like this Snackdown Worlds Collide thing, or Episodes Collide, was they had a brat or sausage of the week. Guess what the sausage of the week was?
What?
Guess. This is a game.
I don't know sausages.
Yeah, you don't have to know sausages to know what the sausage of the week was. No. This is episode-based.
Kielbasa.
Recent episode-based.
Summer sausage.
Recent episode-based.
Ginger.
Different episode, but close episode.
Elderflower sausage.
It was a garbage plate
Oh.
sausage.
A garbage plate sausage?
Yeah. Yep. All right. That took a long time for you to...
Hot dogs come from the German Frankfurter, which was originally sausage. In the U.S., hot dogs tend to be all beef, or a mixture of meat trimmings from beef and or pork. The main difference between a hot dog and the pork frank are the production process and flavors. Hot dogs are a subset of a pork frank.
What do you taste, though? Was that spicy? That hot dog seemed spicy to me. Would you agree?
A little bit, yeah.
Like, not like 5-alarm, whatever spice, but it had like a little more of a kick than...
I feel like in your standard American hot dog, there aren't a lot of spices to it. It's
No.
just like the meat and a casing,
Yep.
you know.
And salt.
Yeah.
Obviously, lots of salt.
But that definitely had a little bit of flavor to it.
Yeah.
Yum.
So it was just good, right?
Yeah.
A good standard. If you've had a Hoffman hot dog, I wouldn't say that differs too much from a Hoffman hot dog. It might have been like a little lighter almost. You should, I'm not moving quite yet to it because I don't have one, but you should go with the Coney
Yeah, so I got a Coney. Andy doesn't have one.
because they're made with egg yolk.
Yeah, so the casing is made with egg yolk, and that makes it whiter?
No, the whole, it's like egg yolk is in it.
Egg yolk is in the entire
Yeah.
thing.
Yep.
Now, I like eating hot when I have white hots, which is another name for it, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So when I have a white hot, I like putting hot sauce on it.
Yeah.
So good.
You can do that if you want.
Maybe I'll try it with a little ketchup just to compare.
Oh my God. Pretty good, right?
I can actually taste the egg.
Really? Mm-hmm. Then I definitely shouldn't have it.
And I think, it's interesting. So I've never thought about them having egg whites before until we talked about it a week or two ago. And now when I'm tasting it, I think that's like the distinct flavor I'm tasting.
That distinguishes it?
That distinguishes it from like the last one. And
Is
I
it-
definitely taste like
Is it because
breakfast
it's kind of
egg.
like a light, fluffy protein to it? Or what is eggness? You know?
So the white hot with the ketchup tastes like
Scrambled
scrambled
eggs
egg
with
with ketchup. Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's great. And there's got to be a significant amount of egg in there to make it that light, you know?
Yeah. Now, I would say I like the texture of the last one better. That thick skin sausage feel.
Is this one lighter?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It tastes more like our American hot dog.
Okay.
Like, you know?
I wonder if they use different casing.
Well, I mean, it's preparation too, right?
We're going to be eating so much pork or pig intestine.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy to think about, right? Like,
It
these
is.
are all natural casings. Mm-hmm. Like, if you saw pig entrails on the ground, or, even in a butcher shop, like, you wouldn't look at that and be like, man, I could stuff so many meats of various animals in there and eat that.
I know, you
and
wouldn't think, like,
spices.
if only I had some bread and ketchup. That is so good.
It's good beer.
Maybe I
It's
should
really
put
good
some
beer,
hot sauce
too.
on here.
Yeah, throw some hot sauce. Get wild. Truff. You're going for the golden standard?
Yeah.
It's not even, well, it's not a standard, but it's special.
There's not much left in here, but I'm going to put some truff sauce on this thing.
Has that stuck around since last year?
No, this is a different one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Is it awesome?
It's so good.
I'm so jealous.
Especially with the truff sauce.
Oh, damn. We've got a friend who, Killen knows her. She grew up with her, and she's married, and her husband and I really get along. She likes truff, and I like truff, and our spouses hate truff.
Kaylin didn't like the truff?
Kaylin does not like the truff. It's just like nauseating to smell
Really?
it. Yeah.
It does. As soon as you open the top, you can smell it.
It's pungent.
Yeah.
Yes. I wouldn't say nauseating. But our
I
friend...
can tell you guys have had this conversation several times.
Like, go eat it outside. I'm like, it's snowing.
It's 0 degrees.
Yeah. Fahrenheit.
And I guess you either don't eat it
Yeah, exactly.
or you deal.
So our friend, she bought like, apparently there's huge bottles of truff. It's like double size.
Really?
Yeah. It's called a Magnum bottle, or you can buy a 5-gallon bucket of it.
Truff?
Yeah, you can order it online. And then there's white truff.
I've never had that.
The white truff?
Yeah.
It's double the price for like the same stuff. I think she said it was like okay. She said it was like better, right? Better than the black truffle
But
stuff.
not like double the money better.
Yeah, like maybe like double the money and like 25 or 30%.
So what's the difference? It's just made with...
White truffles. Yeah. So I can't wait to move on to the next sausage, but I don't want to do it without you. What I will do is I will get a knife so that we can get that mustard out of that jar.
Yes, we got 2 mustards, which is exciting.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that in a second.
And this isn't even the mustard episode.
Yeah.
I know who I'm doing the mustard episode with. It's a guy named Tim.
Yeah, and we've had that planned.
For like a year.
Yeah.
Tim also happens to be my cousin.
Yeah.
Super good guy.
His first name's Cousin. His
Yeah.
middle name's Tim.
Yes. Yep.
He goes by Tim, though.
Or Timmy. Yeah. No, he's never gone by Timmy. No, he did. He used to go by Timmy. Okay, so like...
No one chooses to go by Timmy, I don't think. It's just something that you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you rebrand into Tim when you hit a certain age.
Yeah, I think when he had his bar mitzvah, they were like, now you're Tim. Actually, no, I think it was later.
So here's
I think
a
it was for his
question.
quinceañera. What?
This just came to my mind.
Okay.
So there's Mikes and Michaels.
Yes.
You know, Sam, Samuels,
Yeah.
Will, Williams.
Yep.
Do you know any Timothy that goes by Timothy?
No, but I wouldn't trust them.
No, I can't imagine.
Have we been over my name trust thing?
No.
When people just go by Michael, it kind of freaks me out a little
Really?
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Right? When we were doing when we were I was in a reggae band. But we were looking for a drummer or whatever, and it was a Craigslist deal. And we went over to this guy's house, and he's like, "My name's Michael," and I'm like, "Oh shit!"
You just closed the door. Wrong house. Sorry.
Yeah. But needless to say, he wasn't the right fit.
But yeah, I've never heard of a Timothy.
Yeah, I think if they did that, it would be ironic. Like they would do it ironically.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get going.
Let's move on to the next sausage.
On the sausage. Right?
What is next?
So next we
big
have
guy?
Yeah, the big guy. Yeah, I mean the big guy and the small guy are the same thing.
Okay.
I just figured we'd have
We have enough surface area to spread different mustards.
Yes, we can engorge with the org in meat. So this is the smoked pork sausage. It's their classic. I asked them, "Hey, what's your classic, sausage for grilling, in a bun?" And they said, "This is it." So let's go to town.
So what did you put on it?
So I put Ingelhofer, organic stone ground mustard. It's nice, nice kind of coarse German style mustard. It's a little cold at this point, but it's good. I could put back a couple beers with this. It's dangerous.
That crisp skin. I just love it.
Yeah. The mustard pairs with it very well too. It's not like I bought it from Lees and Steigerwald's. Like this is a standard. It's just I got it at my local grocery store.
Packed by Beaverton Foods in Oregon. Have you seen the picture of this guy though?
Yeah, he's a goofy guy. Look at his chin. It's kind of a weird chin. He's got like a protrusion from his chin, and it's offset, right?
Yeah.
He should probably get that checked out.
So you know how sometimes someone breaks a nose and it's all crooked?
Yeah. He
broke a chin.
Instead of a deviated septum, he's got a deviated chin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if his teeth align.
Yeah. He chews like a horse.
Oh, poor guy. Poor guy.
Poor Engelhofer.
Yeah. Can we talk a little the backstory of how these were grilled and how we came to this position?
Yeah.
Or this situation? If you're buying like authentic German and Italian sausages, doing them on the oven is not a choice. Or it's not an option.
Not an option, yeah.
So I grilled them up with charcoal and then delivered them here. And then we just kind of reheated them here. But I kind of wanted to get the crispness, and there's nothing like grilling it on the grill,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just brings a whole new flavor to it.
Especially since these are like smoked pork sausages, and if you just heated them in the microwave, it'd be like there's some problems.
Yeah.
There's some big problems.
Oh man, this is so good.
Yeah.
So what else could you put on a hot dog? or a sausage or a kielbasa.
Sauerkraut on, yeah. I mean, certainly sauerkraut.
So I just had, speaking of sauerkraut, I just made a Reuben casserole the other day. So it's delicious.
Did you know that I strongly dislike Reubens?
Really?
Yeah.
What is it about the Reuben that you don't like?
Sauerkraut. I don't like sauerkraut.
Yeah, that's the main portion of Reuben.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a big portion.
But
it's
if you
lot
like
of
Reubens, you would love Reuben casserole. It's delicious.
Is there any bread to it?
Yeah, so you cut up the rye bread and make the base. And then you put the sauerkraut on, the corned beef, Thousand Island dressing, and you kind of bake it. And then you put cheese, the Swiss cheese, on, and then you kind of bake it a little bit longer. It's so good.
Isn't this an amazing sausage?
It's so good. Yeah.
Right? You want to go there now, right? Are you going to pick it up at some point?
Probably.
So
if I ever go to town.
You go to town more than I go to town. It's good. I come out of the woods and I'm like, did I brush my teeth this week?
You're like, wow, what are all these automobiles?
Yeah. Zoom, zoom. Oh, actually, that's like a car commercial. One of the nice things about quarantine is there's not a lot. But wearing a mask, like, people don't smell your coffee breath or your...
You just have to.
Yeah, you're stuck with it.
Recycled back into your nose.
Right. But if you have pretty good breath fortitude, but you're self-conscious about your breath for other people, this is a perfect situation.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to try a little bit of this other mustard.
Please do.
So this other mustard comes from listener Lev. So thank you, Lev.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how to read this. Not only is it hard to say, but the font makes it...
Can I read it?
Yeah.
So basically, this is mother-in-law mustard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what it is. So I'm not going to do Russian. You know what I mean?
So this is Russian mustard, though. But this is really spicy mustard.
Mm-hmm.
This has a bunch of horseradish in it, correct? And I didn't realize how spicy it was. Man, horseradish just gets you.
Mm-hmm.
And in a completely different way than a pepper does. Peppers I can feel in my throat and my mouth gets hot. Horseradish just burns my nose and like...
Causes you to like cough and sneeze.
It's just like I can feel it in the back of my nose and in almost like my brain area.
Mm-hmm.
And I got this and I was like, oh, I'm going to try this. This would be really good on like a lunch meat sandwich, like turkey and this mustard.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like spread it on. And it was so powerful. There was one sandwich I think I added too much on. I couldn't finish it. It was just so much.
On this?
Yeah, with this mustard, yeah.
So it's just...
It's so
like,
delicious, but it is powerful.
It's like used sparingly, for sure.
Yeah. It's crazy how horseradish, though, just a little tiny bit, it spices up the whole thing of what you're doing.
It's delicious, but it is like, it's overpowering sometimes.
I don't think I added enough. Whew, it burns. And it burns right away in my nose.
I'm going to have a little bit.
It doesn't burn in my mouth at all. Only in my nose.
Can you radish me?
I am not going to horseradish you. You have to do it yourself.
Okay.
I don't pour strong liquor for people, and I don't spread horseradish for people. That's a lot.
This is a lot?
Depends on how much you're going to spread.
This is better, right? Appropriate amount. One of the most like defining horseradishy type things for me is wasabi. And like now it's just going to taste like I just put a ton of wasabi on my German sausage. My German pork sausage.
So I prefer horseradish to wasabi. Have you ever had wasabi peas?
Mm-hmm. Do you like them?
Maybe one or two, but then after it's like, ugh.
Yeah, this is very overpowering. Mm-hmm. It's ass-kicking. And I'm grateful that Lev sent us something that'll clear our sinuses any time of the year. Or any time of the day, rather. I
feel like he's somewhere in like a dimly lit room where just his face is showing and he's like...
Yeah. Yeah. Andy doesn't like heat? Well, guess what? What doesn't kill you will...
I'll give him a jar that doesn't even say horseradish on it.
Yeah, that's right.
It doesn't, I don't think.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go.
What?
It says water, ground yellow mustard, sugar, salt, canola oil, citric acid, artificial mustard oil, turmeric, and caramel color. Doesn't even say...
Horseradish?
It definitely has horseradish in it.
It kind of tastes horseradishy. I thought it was.
What's that heat?
It's got to be horseradish.
There's nothing in these ingredients. There's nothing.
How could you... So, who told you it was horseradishy?
Myself. No, I think Lev said, do you want some horseradish mustard? Or do you like horseradish? I can just taste the horseradish, though. But nothing in these ingredients would even make it hot. It doesn't even have a other spices section.
No. I'm glad that we were able to try kind of like classic mustard with the pork sausage. Mm-hmm.
I would definitely pick the classic mustard.
Yeah.
Because with something so good like the sausage.
very, very appropriate.
I'm going to try it with a little bit of ketchup.
Now, before we get into the next segment, I want to have you try something else. Is it organ meat? Yeah, it is. So buckle up your butts. All right, so we have a couple things here.
It's like dried fruit.
It's not.
This reminds me of episode 2. I feel like you get really excited with like meats.
Yeah, I just think it's cool. Like a lot of like quote unquote like old country, for a lot of people of European descent. There's like a lot of it that carried over into delis, right? Mm. And I don't think that we necessarily get these flavors in our day to day. I think everything is so Americanized and we kind of know what we want. And I think our distant relatives probably scoff, when they come and they go, yeah. "Oh, you like Hebrew National?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's delicious," or. Yeah, I mean, like, just anything else. Like, they're like, "You think that's actually a German chocolate cake?" You're like, "Yeah, it's good. It's really good." But I think kind of aside from actually traveling to these countries and trying it, I feel like you're kind of getting this really cool sort of flavor, right? Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people forget that you can go do that. A lot of people just travel to their local grocery stores.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, you went to this other country, you got this cool food."
Right.
You can just go to a local deli, and I mean, it won't be like sitting on the streets of that country, but you can experiment a little bit just in your local deli.
Smell that.
It smells like leather.
No. Okay.
That tack room smell again? No. Smells good though. You know what this is?
Are you asking me? You know.
Oh, I know.
What is it?
This is a German Slim Jim.
Yeah.
This is really good.
What is it called? Mager James.
Mager
Jim. Or Mager Hans. So Mager is just like slim or whatever. So Mager Hans. So this is Landjäger. So it's Landjaeger. So it's basically this is a common sausage for like soldiers or hikers or what have you. It's mild. It can be reconstituted. So they leave it kind of flat on purpose so that you can reconstitute it and it packs well. And so it's just a good hiking.
I was going to say
good hiking sausage. Yeah.
So sausages are put into a casing. Mm-hmm. What is the casing made out of?
Pig intestines.
So the casing is the pig intestines. Mm-hmm. And then the inside is
a stripped, like a lot of times they'll strip the membranes until you get to essentially like, the connective tissue, like the base layer connective tissue.
So your intestines are pretty sturdy.
Yeah. They are. So this Landjäger, it's made with, different spices and a couple different types of meat. I was looking at the different types and you can, people are using pork, beef, venison. So it's also kind of like a hunter's type of meat, and spices. And they're taking the casing and they're filling it up about halfway, like not quite full, because then they flatten it and then they smoke it. It's just like a nice, you just kind of, chew it. It's just really easy to eat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it reminds me slightly in flavor to a beef jerky. Mm-hmm. Not as like spicy or whatever.
Right.
And it kind of reminds me, especially in texture, of a Slim Jim or something like that. Unfortunately. Maybe this is like
You're bastardizing.
It does, though.
A little bit, yeah.
So maybe if you're not a fan of processed Slim Jims, grab a Landjäger.
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Landjäger.
Yum.
Very yum. The smoking, I mean, like you can see the smoke left over on the casing.
The problem with hiking with something like this is all the animals are going to be like, "What's that?"
We'd have to eat it the first day. Or put it in a bear bag. So
bear canisters. Because otherwise, bears from all the miles away are going to be like, Landjäger.
Yeah. They're like, it's been centuries since I've had Landjäger.
There's, in the bear caves, there's like crude bear paintings of stick figure men with Landjäger.
Mm-hmm. And like the stick figure men are like very stick figure-y, not very descriptive, but like the Landjäger is like perfect.
Yeah, it's like nice detail work with shading and
yes, yeah.
It's the holiest.
It's realism. Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's take a break.
Take a break.
Refill our drinks.
Yeah, we're gonna get more beer.
Get one more category in, the Italian sausage,
and then we explode.
And then we absolutely explode. We'll see you in a bit.
All right, we'll
hang tight.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye. And we're back.
How was that? Was that kind of
good.
like, do you think it's going to be like in stereo or no?
No.
No?
And he was waving his head back and forth, but
Yeah, is that not how microphones work?
it all depends on the pickup pattern.
Weird.
And we have another beer, which I'm going to pour into my glass because it is sweating.
And so am I. Justin's going for like the ASMR sort of aspect of it,
Yeah.
and not breaking eye contact while he pours it.
So Kolsch beer can only be brewed in the city of Cologne.
Really?
That's by law.
What are they going to sue me?
No, but like if you are a brewer and you make a beer, if you're not in the city of Cologne, you can't. It's just like champagne and all that.
Will they sue me?
Maybe.
They might.
All right. So we have another Kolsch beer, and we have another sausage.
A sausage.
So we're gonna dip our toes into a different country.
Yeah. So this is
We're
an
gonna
Italian.
walk south.
We're gonna walk south.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, from Germany.
Yeah.
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 See?
I went to Germany once and Italy,
Did you
which
take-
is where we're going right now with an Italian sausage.
Did you take a cooking class?
No.
So Gianelli's story, really, or the basics of it, is they started in 1946.
Right in the middle of the war?
War ended in 1945 there, bud.
I thought it ended in 47. No.
No, it was this. So World War II ended. So it started weird. It started September 1st, 1939, and ended September 2nd, 1945. So 6 years and a day. Weird.
And then they're like, you know what we need?
Sausages.
Sausages.
Italian sausages. So yeah, it was started by Lou and Gary Davis. Weird, because it's called Gianelli sausage, and it was the Davises that started.
Davis sausage didn't.
No, Davis's Italian sausage.
Yeah. Because it ends with an S, it's probably Davis's sausage.
Yeah,
That's too many S's.
Well, you'd have to throw Italian in there. So they started at a plant in the north side, and they started purchasing veal at regional auctions and shipping the animals back to the plant for processing. So then they expanded into the pork business and used a recipe from Italy's Tuscany region. It still doesn't say if they're Italian.
The name sounds Italian.
Gianelli?
Yeah.
But does Davis?
No. So we have some sausages here we haven't got to quite yet.
Yes.
And these are the Gianelli sausages.
Yay!
Italian sausages. And so, Andy, you have a little Ziploc bag of toppings there
Yes.
that were cooked on the grill and are cold now, but they'll probably still be pretty good.
Look, when the tone of your voice goes much higher, you're not confident.
So we got some peppers here, some red bell pepper, it looks like.
Yeah, some
then
peppers
some
and onions.
So why do we not pepper and onion German sausage?
I don't know. Is that a thing? I don't
Why
think
isn't it?
I don't think it's a thing. Do you want me to just pepper and onion your sausage?
Sure.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. That's how you do it. So this is a little bit more firm than the other ones. I would say like all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
Like not only is the skin thick, but maybe it's more dense, I guess. So what makes this different than a German sausage?
Flavor.
Just flavor, like spices?
So certainly spices. A big part of it is also ratios in terms of what type of meat it is.
So what is this? I always see these in sausages.
Is that a fennel seed? Yes.
Fennel seed?
So in North America, Italian sausage is most often referred to as a style of pork sausage, seasoned with fennel as the primary seasoning. In Italy, however, a wide variety of sausages are made, and many of which are quite different from the aforementioned product. So this is like the funneled fennel version of Italian sausage.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just be like, oh, there's Italian sausage. Like, that's it. Like, they just made one sausage. Yeah. So this is the
But
Americanized.
yeah, I took a little bite of the fennel just on its own, and that is a very Italian sausage flavor in my mind.
Mm-hmm. So, in terms of an Italian sausage, the Davises have every right to make an Italian sausage because it's not authentic Italian sausage if it's made in the United States, for one. And two, it's like a really narrow scope of the Italian sausages that are available. But it's super good.
But it's a lighter color than the German sausage.
It is a
The
lighter
German
color.
sausage is a little bit more red, whereas this is a little bit more white.
That and like so this was uncooked, right? Like the German sausage that we had was cooked it was cooked prior and smoked. So probably cooked during the smoking process. Smoking processes are going to add some color. It's
So you did the first cooking of the Italian sausage.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Correctamundo. It's not Italian. It's Spanish. It's bad Spanish.
So I bought this beer today at Wegmans. So I'm going to tell our first Wegmans story since we made the jingle.
Welcome to Wegmans Stories.
And there it was.
Okay.
So I was at Wegmans buying it's a really short story.
Okay.
I was at Wegmans buying a beer, and I was kind of looking for some other things, and I was walking, and this young guy had this whole bouquet of flowers, and it looked like he was looking for like one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was kind of like watching, because I was like, what is he going to pick to go with the flowers? Strawberry nut butter.
What? What's strawberry nut butter?
It looked like a Go-Gurt pouch,
Okay.
and it was nut butter, strawberry flavored.
Okay, so is that like for athletes? What is that for?
Eating.
Just straight up? Like
It was near the...
You're not putting it on anything
The aisle
else?
that it's right next to is the peanut butter, Nutella, that section. So then there's nut butter with the peanut butter, but then they have these like pouches with different flavors of nut butter.
Do you think that it's shaped like that? Is that a single serving?
I have no idea. It was like a
How big
Capri
was it?
Sun pouch, only smaller.
Show me with your hands. How big was it?
It was like
Not very descriptive. It's Give me a depth. What's the depth?
hourglass,
Okay.
maybe 8 inches tall,
Go on.
an inch wide.
Oh, so pretty. Yeah. Okay. Is it resealable?
I think it had a plastic top. Have you ever seen those baby food pouches?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's like a baby food pouch.
Interesting. Maybe his significant other or a person that he adores, that's their favorite thing.
Maybe.
And that was like that was the key to unlocking a blossoming relationship.
Yeah. Strawberry nut butter.
Weird.
Never tried it, but
That's cool, you know?
it's just funny.
Yeah.
He has this big bouquet of flowers, and you could tell he was like looking for that one extra thing to go along with it.
Do you think he was looking for that or he was looking for something?
He was looking there for a while.
Was he looking for that or anything?
It didn't look like he was like, I found it. He was like looking at that aisle,
He was like,
and then he
okay.
got it, and then he hesitated,
Gotcha.
and then he walked a little bit and stopped.
Yeah, it wasn't like an aha, I found
Yeah.
it. Maybe they're putting it on ice cream? That would be good. Like a vanilla ice cream. With
He's
a
like, do I
strawberry-
advance this relationship tonight with the nut butter? That was the hesitation.
Am I going to seal the deal with the nut butter?
Yeah.
Well, good luck to him. That's happening tonight.
I think so, yeah.
What do you think his name was? What kind of person did he look like?
Timothy. No.
That's offensive. Sorry, Tim, bud.
Maybe a Jeff.
He looked like a Jeff.
Kinda.
Younger guy?
Yeah, younger guy.
Polo?
Taller.
Did he have a polo?
Kind of like an athlete.
Polo or no?
No polo, I don't think.
Huh. I don't like a Jeff, then, honestly.
Jeffs only wear polos.
Yeah.
Yeah, Polo Jeff.
Yeah, they do.
I'm walking here. That's Andy's Brooklyn accent. But
Just
that was
New
for
York.
me.
Just
Oh,
even
New
Western
York.
New York.
Yeah.
Really northeastern United States, if people want. I like to confuse our international listeners. So we get this large uptick from Germany, actually.
Yeah, so if you're from Germany, thanks, and hope you still listen after this episode.
And if you're German and if you like German-style sausages, yeah, at us. I want to know kind of what we did right, what we did wrong. If you were like, you put mustard on your smoked pork sausage, I want to know about it. Leave us a voicemail. Might cost 15 euros, but it's worth it.
I was just going to ask where mustard comes from. We have to say that for the mustard episode, don't we?
Yeah, and I think it's like biblical. Like it's very old,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, they've been using
the
mustard seeds
yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah. I don't think it'd be like, mustard was invented in Ohio.
After creating the kielbasa, they said, what could go on this?
Yeah. So they genetically engineered the mustard seed.
So what have you been up to?
Kellen and I have been trying to just spend a little more time with each other.
That's good.
Yeah. I feel like at the end of the long day, we're just like, ugh, I'm just going to like go do my thing sometimes. And even just something as simple as we were watching The Floor is Lava on Netflix. Not a good show. It's funny to make fun of those people, though. And I think that's the
I don't
intent
think
of
I've
the show.
ever seen it. I played it when I was younger.
Pretty bad. I think they just use a bunch of leftover Hollywood props and they kind of make this kind of area and then they fill it up with red water. And then they kind of have this, someone's on some sort of operator board and they're basically hitting a button and that's where the lava gurgles up. While you're trying to climb from spot to spot. And it's just splashing and spraying people, and it just gets slippery, and then people fall off because it's slippery. And I don't think it costs a lot of money for them to do it. Yeah. So.
You know what you guys should do? Put the kids to bed and play The Floor is Lava.
We might.
That's a fun, exciting evening.
We've got a lot of sofa cushions.
Yeah.
Feel like we would just be able to get pretty far with the sofa cushions.
What's funny is if one of you, like, say, Kaylin falls in immediately,
Yeah.
then she's watching TV and you're still going all night. You're like going by on like a chair and stuff.
And like
You're
pretending
still
that she's
playing Andy? Yes.
No. I'd have to pretend that she's not there. I couldn't acknowledge her and just like have like murmurs to myself. If only she were alive.
And she's like, "You're in front of the TV. You're blocking my view."
And I'm like, I can almost hear her now.
Yeah.
My one true love. Darling, say something to me. And she's like, shut up, you're going to wake up the children and move out of the way. Oh, yes, I'm reminiscing of the times.
Well, out of these sausages, what was your favorite?
No, you first. Because I brought them. You know what I mean? I brought them to the table. In full disclosure, I had
It's a tough one.
I had the sausages last night because we didn't have anything else for dinner. So
let's recap what we had first so that I
Yes.
remember too.
Yes.
We had an American sausage, kind of. What was it? Our American hot dog. What was the first one? It was a hot
First
dog.
one was it was a German
It was a
style
German
hot
hot dog.
Yeah.
So we had a German hot dog.
Yep.
And then I had a white hot. And then we had a German sausage.
Yeah, a smoked pork sausage.
Smoked pork
Yep,
sausage.
German style.
And then we also had your
Landjäger.
Landjäger.
Yeah.
And then we had an Italian sausage.
Finished it off with Gianelli's.
I think the smoked pork sausage was my favorite.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we had a lot to eat, right?
Yeah.
I think we need to make the admission that once you get more full, your taste buds or like your perception of what you're eating is like not as high.
Yeah, it's like when you're really, really hungry and you see a commercial or something.
You could eat anything.
Delicious. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
I want that.
It could
But
be
if you're full and you see a commercial, it does nothing to you.
It could be a commercial for previously frozen and now burnt Brussels sprouts. You could be like, could probably eat those.
Yeah. So, I mean, the Italian sausage probably suffered a little bit because we were super full.
Yeah.
It was still good, though.
It's my fault.
But the smoked pork sausage was amazing.
Yeah, really good. Paired super well with the beer.
Yeah, the Landjäger was great, but I don't think you can compare it because it's very different than sausage and hot dog. It's kind of its own little thing.
Yeah, it's its own snack.
I would like to dip it in something, I think.
You don't need to, but I would. I'd like to reconstitute it and have it like with like a meal like on a hike. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, well, you know how like sometimes Slim Jims come with that little packet of cheese?
Those are disgusting.
Maybe
Are you talking about a dippable cheese or like that long thing of cheese as long as the Slim Jim?
Yeah, the long. No, like a dippable cheese.
No, I've never seen that.
Yeah, I guess
We're not doing a Slim Jim episode, Justin.
No. I'm just trying. Yeah, the Slim Jims usually
he tries quarterly, folks.
Yeah, the Slim Jim usually comes with a long stick of cheese.
Yeah.
It's usually really bad.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the tray of cheese at the end of those like pretzel sticks. You know, that comes with like that's the
okay.
kind of cheese I was thinking.
It's kind of congealed, but it's not quite the long, skinny government cheese that comes with Slim Jims. It's disgusting. So,
but yeah, it was good.
Yeah. So my favorite was easily the pork sausage, like the smoked
very
pork
good.
sausage. And yeah, I don't know. If you're in the Syracuse area, if you live in the Syracuse area, and you haven't physically been to Lee's and Steigerwald's, check it out.
Yeah.
Especially on Grant Boulevard, you go to the original place. Most of the foodies here that are probably listening have been there, but if you haven't, or if now you're reminded to go back, check them out and tell them Andy sent you.
Yeah, they'll say who?
You know, Andy.
Andy from the podcast.
The same guy waited on me and today as he did 2 days ago, because I did stop back because we ate pretty much all the Landjäger. And
you and Kaylin ate all of the Landjäger that you had bought?
not all of it. I didn't buy so much as I did this time. And actually, when I said 2 days ago, I mean yesterday.
So you and Kaylin were sitting on the couch watching.
No. I only bought 2 of them.
Oh,
I only bought 2 pairs. Yeah, they look like nunchucks too.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was good.
Yeah.
And if you're also in the Syracuse area and you like egg and sausage, try a White Hot or a Coney.
You can either have Hoffman hot dogs. We were going to do Hoffman's today, but it's just too much, right?
But I've eaten Coney's or White Hots before, and I guess for some reason I never knew that they had egg in it.
Yeah.
And they always had this specific flavor to me, unique to those White Hots. But now I realize that flavor is the egg.
Egg.
Yeah.
So, the smoked pork sausage was my favorite as well.
Yeah, very good.
Great beer,
Lots
by
of
the
flavor.
way. Fantastic.
Yeah. Great beer.
I'm going to have to pick up a 6-pack at some point.
Gaffel Kolsch. I don't know if that's how you say it.
Yeah.
Very good.
Anyway, delicious.
Good beer.
Fantastic.
Good beer, good sausages, good everything.
Good episode.
Yeah.
Thanks. Good recommendation, Dave Rosenberg.
Yeah.
I don't think we necessarily would have done this.
No.
Maybe in the next 6 months or year, had you not recommended it.
Yeah, so summer is a great time to just turn on the grill or light up the charcoal and throw some sausages on and go out of your normal grocery store and go to a Italian deli or a German deli and get some real authentic sausages.
Yeah, get weird. Get out of your comfort zone. Try that old country stuff.
Get the intestines.
Get the intestines. Ta-ta for now.
Thanks for listening today. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and you can find this episode and a bunch more like it on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and a bunch of other places. And you can go to our website at www.snackdownpod.com, and you can support us on patreon.com/snackdown, and you can call us and leave us a message and give us a suggestion for a future episode on 315-313-5456. What do you call a sausage that can't walk?
What?
A sausage roll. A man walks into a library and says to the receptionist, 2 sausages, please. The receptionist says, this is a library, sir. So the man lowers his voice and whispers, sorry, 2 sausages, please.
Oh my God. I like that. That's the best. That's like the best outcome that I could have imagined.
Yeah.
I thought it was just going to get shittier into a sausage pun. So.
Well, there you go. There's some two sausage jokes you can take with you throughout the week.
Yeah, just use the second one.
Yeah.
Don't do the first one.
It wasn't that good.
Yeah.
All right.
Snack
you later. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Justin, when you're editing, can you make me sound smarter?
Of course.